tipo naman ang mga taga-suporta ni Pangulong Duterte na sumusuporta sa Federalism at Revolutionary Government.
Good day and welcome to Pros and Cons, where we ask the hard questions and you decide which side of the truth you would choose to believe.
Since the Philippine Revolution, our first leaders toyed with the idea of establishing a federal government. The objective was to divide the country into states to effectively cater to the diverse needs of Filipinos in every region. President Rodrigo Duterte once again floated the idea of federalism, but this time to establish long-awaited reforms in the government. Duterte plans to change what he called the disproportionately biased distribution of public funds and, by extension, the means for progress towards Manila. The proposal also comes at an opportune time when the Bangsamoro of Mindanao are calling for autonomy. But the mere thought of changing the constitution in favor of a federal government is a sensitive topic, with dissenters fearing that Duterte would perpetuate himself into power, among others. Today on Pros and Cons, we raise the question, can Filipinos benefit from federalism? And are we ready for a shift to a federal government?
I am Undersecretary Joel C. Egco, your moderator. On this special edition of Pros and Cons, we take on the hot topic of federalism. President Duterte has been calling for federalism ever since his presidential campaign. And we have seen this issue being discussed in the news and talk shows. But at this point, how much do we know about federalism? And are we ready for such a drastic change in government? With us today, taking the pro stance, we have my friend, Assistant Secretary Jonathan Malaya of the Department of the Interior and Local Government. And on the opposite side, we have Professor Scott Tibayan, Department Chair of the Business and Public Administration of Fiat University, who is also a part-time actor. No? Tama ba yun? Yes, so, Prof, could you say something more about yourself?
Unang-una, I'm part of Asintado.
Asintado?
Oh, as a gun smuggler. Although in reality, matinong tao ako, di ba?
Yes.
I love the government, I support President Duterte. Pero sa pelikula, I always get the antagonist roles.
And there's another teleserye?
Actually, madami.
Madami. Yes. Kita mo yan. Before natin tuloy yan, ikaw naman, ano bang mga pelikula mo ngayon, Asek? You know, si Asek Malaya and me, we have been friends for the longest time, no?
Yes.
For
And
very
I know
long
a lot
time
of your
already.
secrets, Usec.
Me too.
We can have a special segment about that.
Yeah. So, kukulangin oras natin. So, boss, kumusta ang trabaho mo sa DILG ngayon?
Well, I'm very happy with the department, no? Especially after the successful Sanggunian ng Kabataan elections which we held last week. So, we're doing very fine under the leadership of OIC Secretary Eduardo Anyo.
Okay. Si Secretary Anyo was appointed there, ito lang di ba?
Yes.
A few months back.
Yes. November of last year siya sumama.
How's he doing now?
He's doing very well. He is a military officer, no?
Yeah.
Of the highest caliber. Kaya from that period in the Department of Interior and Local Government's history na nagkaroon ng konting problema when Secretary Swen was removed, nagdala siya
I think I was
partner.
still there at that time.
Yes.
Kasi I was with the DILG also. Kung naalala mo nung araw, 2016, I even invited you, no, to come over to our office to explain federalism.
Yes.
Ganon,
yes.
And now is the point man of federalism.
Yes.
Ikaw, Prof, kumusta naman ang academic career natin?
Okay naman, I've been teaching in 80% of Metro Manila universities to share my advocacy, di ba? Although federalism is quite new in the Philippines,
That's right.
This is a very enjoyable hot topic to explore.
Yes,
especially with the fathers of federalism in the Philippines,
the
modern fathers,
the kuya and the lodi. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Up next, we'll jumpstart our discussion on federalism and what's in store for the country. Pros and cons. We'll be right back.
Pabor ako na maging federal government tayo dahil sa ngayon, Actually, amateur federal government na tong system natin, yung local government system natin under RA 7160, kunting balanse na lang, yun na talaga ang sistema ng federal form of government. And I believe na kung i-liberalize natin itong mga local government units, ay matuto silang magsikap at maumunlad na ng sarili nila.
Generally, payag po ako sa federalism kasi ang federalism po ay angkop sa topography ng ating Pilipinas, which is an archipelago, at based on political studies, federalism po talaga yung angkop na form of government sa Pilipinas.
We're back on pros and cons, and today we're settling the arguments for and against federalism. Today, before we start, I'd like to add that Usec Malaya po is the editor of this book entitled The Quest for a Federal Republic, the PDP Laban Model of Philippine Federalism 1.0.
Yes.
Bakit 1.0? Meron ba 2.0?
Meron. Kasi Usec, alam niyo naman ng federalism, it's a evolution, parang evolution yan. No? There is no one-size-fits-all model anywhere in the world.
That's right.
So we develop a federalism na angkop sa ating Pilipino.
Nasa atin lang, fit na fit. Parang
Yes.
Philippine made for Filipinos.
That's right.
So, ang mga issues po na sasagutin natin ngayon, pag-usapan natin is, unang-una, of course, yung history ng federalism.
Yes.
And then, I'm sure maraming mga kababayan natin ang nagtatanong, masusolusyonan ba? Paano masusolusyonan ng federalism ang kahirapan? Poverty is a social issue. And paano mabuboost ng federalism ang economy, ang ating ekonomiya? Before I throw the question to you, Usec, if I remember it correctly, historically, panahon nila Emilio Aguinaldo, correct
Yes.
me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
tinulak na yan eh.
Yes.
Nila, Apolinario
Yes.
Mabini-Bay,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Ang problema, hindi ito natuloy dahil sabi, katatapos lang ng giyera,
Yes.
magiwahiwala yung taong bayan.
Yes.
The
Yes.
question is, considering that historical background, are we ready for federalism?
Oh. Alam mo, Usec, tama yung sinabi mo, no? This is a constant debate sa ating bansa. Hindi ito bago. No? Yung mga nagsasabi na, naku, yung federalism na yan, para kay Duterte yan. Hindi nila alam ang kasaysayan. Na nung nagsimula ang ating Republika ng Pilipinas, panahon ng Emilio Aguinaldo, nung Malolos Congress, pinagdidebatehan na yan. Pero yun nga, syempre, ang naging desisyon doon, unitary. Kasi we fought a revolution against Spain.
Yes.
At syempre, kailangan nating pagbuklod-buklurin yung iba't ibang mga lugar na hindi naman na isa-ilalim ng isang Philippine government. Kastila, yung mga colonial na powers ang may control sa atin.
Correct.
So the tendency was to centralize, no? Pero if you will remember, habang si Aguinaldo ay nasa Hong Kong, after the passage of the Pact of Biak na Bato, meron ng Federal Republic sa Negros.
Okay.
At merong Federal Republic.
So meron na.
Meron
Even
na.
before.
Yes.
Okay.
Ngunit,
Then, what happened?
pagbalik ni Aguinaldo, syempre, dahil si Aguinaldo yung nahalal na presidente ng First Philippine Republic, sila ay nag-pledge ng allegiance. Kaya naging part of as part of the Philippine government na pinamunuan ni President Aguinaldo.
I see. Okay. Prof, you said there's no debate about you being a supporter of the president.
Yes. Sad to say, majority of the population wala alam sa federalism.
All right.
Oo.
a
That's the big
good-
problem.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So are we really ready at this point in time? Especially Philippines is heavily divided. Especially,
And there was an SWS survey, I guess, stating that hindi
Pulse
ganun-
Asia actually.
Pulse Asia.
Pulse
Sorry,
Asia.
stand corrected. Saying na hindi ganun pa yung majority talagang aware. So how do you address that right now, being the point person for federalism?
Majority pa rin ang may gusto sa change in the form of government.
Okay.
Ang may problema lang sila doon sa timing. Because
Okay.
half of the 50-something%, ang sabi nila, they want it now. And another half, they said, maybe later.
Okay.
Ganon. So, yung talagang strong na ayaw sa federalismo ay around 30%.
Konti lang.
Konti
Okay.
lang. Now, the challenge to us proponents of federalism, makumbinsi yung 20 or 25% na gusto later na ngayon na. Ngayon, Ang survey talaga is always premised on the present, right now. Di ba, pag nagtatanong ng survey, gusto mo ba ngayon na?
Ngayon na.
Oo, ngayon, ito namang federalism natin is not happening at this exact time.
Yes.
The plebiscite will happen probably
Alright.
next year
Alright.
or probably the year after. Dahil nga, this is a political decision, pwede naman itong just before the end of the term of the president.
Okay. How can we convince people to vote yes, no, during the plebiscite for federalism? Dito na papasok yung issue ng poverty alleviation.
Yes.
How can a federal Philippines help solve that age-old problem of poverty?
Yes. You know, Usec, yun ang laging tinatanong sa amin, no? Ba't natin binabago yung kasalukuyan?
Exactly.
You know,
Kung kumakain naman kami 3 beses ang araw,
Yes,
why the need
yes.
to change it?
And maybe yung mga gayang middle class,
Yes.
maybe yung middle class na may social mobility, na pwedeng makapagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, or yung mga mayayaman, they wouldn't want a change in the system of government. Pero yung mga tao na kailangan mag-abroad para makapagbigay ng magandang edukasyon para sa kanilang mga anak, pumupunta ng Kuwait, no? Yung mga hindi makakain ng 3 beses sa isang araw, tingin ko sila talaga ang pinupuntirya nitong ating federalism. Because we all know that our country is not perfect. Ang dami nating problema sa ating bansa. No, and many of these is a result of yung tinatawag nating unfulfilled promises of the 1987 Constitution. Alam nyo naman, nung pumasok yung 87 Constitution at nung ipinasa to, ang dami-daming mga nakalagay doon na about respect for this, respect for that, a good economy, a good and anti-poverty, but all of these were not fulfilled.
Meron na ba tayong formula na single federalism formula now na nabuo? And ipupush ba to sa Congress? How do we go about it?
There are many proposals now, pero merong binuo si Pangulong Duterte na consultative commission.
Yes.
Yes. And kami sa DILG, inaantay namin yung final form na manggagaling sa kanila.
That's good.
And sa tingin ko, pag nabuo na yung final form na yon, of which the PDP Laban model was the working draft, pag nabuo na yon, yun ang pagdebatihan natin. Yun ang i-pulse Asia mo.
Okay.
Kasi ngayon, habang nag-uusap pa yung CONCOM, it's a bit premature on the part of the survey firms, no? To say na definitively na hindi suportado ng tao. Kasi how can you say something that you do not like if you do not have seen the product?
Alright.
Kumbaga, the product is still being deliberated by the CONCOM. At hindi na magtatagal, by June or July, which is next month and the month after, ilalabas na ng CONCOM yung kanilang draft.
Prof, what do you think would make this federalism formula more appealing to the people, to the public?
More appealing. Sa akin, my suggestion here, since majority of the students are not aware talaga with federalism, we did an action research survey. Majority wala talaga. They're not interested, in fact. So what I plan to do,
millennials and
even adult students, because I'm teaching in the graduate school, marami akong students na 50 years old.
So that's a challenge,
That's a challenge. Nagbigay ako ng basics, although I'm not an expert in federalism, although I gave them basics, na-amaze pa nga sila, di ba? Kasi totally zero knowledge.
Wow.
So what I want to do, to work together with DepEd and CHED, to offer it as an elective, or not just an elective, as part of the GE, for college students and senior high students, for them to be aware with the dynamics of federalism, pros and cons, advantage, disadvantage of it. Maganda ma-share natin sa buong
Kaya
society.
pa ba natin yan?
Kayang-kaya.
So
especially, most schools will start this August. There's a shift of calendar. So tama-tama, perfect chance.
Okay, so who should initiate that?
Siguro CHED is the best
CHED.
to initiate.
Okay, so talagang inter-agency effort din talaga.
Kasi pag binomba mo lahat ng estudyante, from there, they will have interest to participate, di ba? To suggest changes at the same time.
When it comes to the economy, would you agree to what Usec Malaya said na, well, malaki may tutulong ito, even yung mga OFWs siguro would start flying back home and have their own jobs here. Are you optimistic that it will happen?
Partially, yes. However,
yung however ang mabigat doon
my suggestion,
please explain the however part.
why move to federalism right away? Why not amend first the Constitution? Diba? Try to revise the Constitution, enhance the Constitution, the 1987. Let's introduce a new Constitution without federalism yet.
So that's another transition. Would that be acceptable, or can we proceed immediately to federalism, partner?
Well, I understand where Prof. is coming from, no? This is something new, and anything that is new is, in a way, something to be feared. Alam mo naman yung mga tao, pag hindi nila
Exactly.
naiintindihan, natatakot sila, no? And given the fact na meron naman tayo experience in the devolution of 1992 na nagkaroon ng problema, no? It would be good if we do this slowly, no?
Okay.
So yung sinasabi ni Prof na maybe we can do this in a tranche manner,
Oo
no?
nga,
Is something we are already discussing. Pinag-uusapan na ito, no? Hindi natin ibibagsak ng isahan.
If I remember it correctly, sorry to butt in, parang meron tayong 2019 deadline o wala naman?
Well, the deadline was imposed by members of Congress, si Speaker Alvarez. No?
Okay.
Pero it's just one House of Congress na nagsabi niyan. So, it's actually a political decision. Sa tingin ko, hindi naman natin to pwedeng i-rush talaga. Para sa akin, so long as this happens during the
Yes.
term of the President, I think that's what's important.
Sinasabi po nila, Prof, ang isang negative ano dyan is papalawigin lang daw kasi ng ating mahal na Pangulo ang kanyang termino dahil kaya gusto yung federalism. Pero before you answer that, when we return, let's check out what our viewers and followers on social media have to say about federalism. I'll go back to you. Don't go away.
Well, federalism as a system is not really bad after all. The problem is, how should we do that in the Philippines? That is because primarily, federalism is being used to unite scattered countries, like the United States. They are scattered states, but they use federalism to unite, in order to have strength. But now in the Philippines, we are already one nation, one state. Now if we embrace federalism, then the effect of federalism is reversed in the Philippines. It is because we have to scatter first, create a state, then reunite again. It would be hard for us to determine what kind of federalism we will have in the Philippines.
Pabaro ako sa federalism form of government na sinusulong ng ating Presidente Duterte para ma-decentralize, para umunlad naman ang ating mga regions dito sa bansa.
You're still watching Pros and Cons. Before we continue our discussion, let's check out on the comments of our followers on social media. So, ganito yan mga boss eh. Meron tayong poll. At akala ng mga followers natin, simpleng poll lang siya. Hindi po, ito, dinidiscuss po natin ngayon yung ating proposition about federalism. So, I'd like to read first a comment from Haru Yoshiko. Sabi niya, it would be best if the government's media arm can do more information dissemination and awareness campaign about federalism. Ito yung pinopoint mo kanina, Prof. Preferably, quote-unquote, parliamentary. Rather than a survey on whether we agree or not. Federalism is supposed to help solve the problems in Mindanao. It's that important. But we don't see nor hear any aggressive moves from the government's media agency to inform those who have absolutely no idea what it is. Same thing. Everything is so slow and lethargic. Personal FB pages of the administration supporters do more, I think. From Mitch E. Pasqua, yes na yes para sa pagbabago at iwas corrupt at tungo sa pag-unlad ng bansa. Okay, partner, yung comment na yun ni Haru Yoshiko, bago ko ibato sa'yo, let's answer first the hanging question kanina that before we left for a break, no? Yung takot ng taong bayan, do you share the same sentiment na parang sinasabi nila kaya lang gusto mag-federalism presidente, palalawigin yung kanyang termino?
Sad to say, yes. That is the fear of many
Yun ang
people.
fear of many. Yun ang apprehension nila.
Oh, not just in survey, but in actual setting.
Talaga?
Because I've been working in different industries, including the academe and performing arts, even people from the performing arts, even celebrities.
Yun ang kanilang...
That's their fear. Dahil ginagamit si federalism.
So
Actually,
that's
I
why.
won't mention the name of the actress.
Yes.
But everybody knows her.
Yeah.
Kakandidato nga
I think I know her
2019.
too.
Sabi niya, ginagamit yung ni Duterte yung federalism na yan for term extension.
Okay.
Looks like he's enjoying his term.
So that is where education and information campaign, tama yung sinasabi nila from the government especially, should come in. That's where we come to play, such as what we're doing now. So I'd like to assure our viewers na hindi po tayo nagpo-poll lang. We're discussing it right now, and thank you for following us. Now, Usec, yung first question.
Yeah.
So yun din
Yeah.
yung point out. How do we address that fear right now?
Well, unang-una, si Presidente mismo nagsabi, no? Na
Good point.
once the federal system is in place, I will resign. Pero alam mo naman sa mga kumukontra, kahit anong sabihin mo, basta kumukontra ka, wala silang paniniwalaan. So I think what I can say is this, no? Bakit pa magbubuo si Presidente ng komisyon composed of eminent personalities, no? Like Chief Justice Puno, Justice Edna Chura, Justice Ben Reyes, Justice and Professor Julay Tihanki, Professor Ed Tayaw. People na very credible in the world of politics.
And they're going to put in there a provision na nagsasabi na tapos na yung term ni President Duterte.
Alam mo, partner, they are putting their political capital here. They're putting their reputations on the line, their credibility. The fact na si Presidente nagbuo ng body na credible, na siyang gumagawa nitong mga pagbabagong gusto niya, at kasama sa mga gustong i-pursue nitong CONCOM ay yung mga masasakit na pagbabago gaya ng anti-Paul dynasty.
Yes.
It gives this
Which we're going to discuss later.
Yes,
no?
this gives this entire federalism, to me, a different momentum as opposed to those who are just opposing because of the fear that the president will extend.
Okay. But, going back to the, yung medyo mas malalim, sa economic aspect ng federalism natin, may sinasabi, paano ba ang sharing nito? Kasi for instance, Mindanao, nabanggit kanina, sinasabi na 60% ng income ng Mindanao ay pumupunta sa Imperial Manila. And ang share ng GDP na bumabalik sa Mindanao, for instance, ay mas mababa, 40%, if I'm not mistaken. So, parang sira yung equity, no?
Yes, partner.
And equality. How does federalism solve that?
Yeah, actually, Usec, sa ngayon, buong Pilipinas, lahat nagpapadala sa Metro Manila.
Yun.
Lahat nagpapadala dito.
Yun ang masakit eh.
Lahat. Kasi if you, lahat ng buwis na binabayaran natin sa BIR, hindi naman yan naiiwan sa probinsya. Kaagad pumupunta yan sa Manila.
Centralize siya agad.
Centralize yan dito.
And then dun hinahati-hati.
Dun hinahati-hati.
Okay. Kung halimbawa ang Central Luzon, Usec, ay isang federal state na, paano mangyayari dun sa income niya ron? Hindi na pupunta Metro Manila, no?
Yes. Kung ano man
Only a small portion na lang.
Kung ano man yung koleksyon sa taxes na makokolekte yung BIR at kung ano man yung mapagkakasundo ang share. Kasi ngayon yan ang pinag-aaralan natin, no? But I will just discuss to you the principle. Iiwan na yan doon sa yung share nung probinsya, nung munisipyo at nung rehiyon, iiwan na doon.
Okay.
At yung share na lang ni Metro Manila, kung ito man ay 30%
Or
o ito man ay 20%, yun ang ipapadala.
Yung papadala sa Metro
Central.
Manila, ba't papapadalan? Yan ang tanong dyan. Ano gagawin naman nung... Kasi because of the central government.
Yes.
Dahil ang federalism ay...
Merong federal and state level government or regional level government.
Para malinaw, yung central government, yung defense, hawak pa rin nila, no?
Yes.
What else?
Foreign affairs.
Foreign affairs.
Currency.
So, currency.
Monetary policy.
Yan
International
ang kailangan
trade.
mapaliwanag natin eh.
At hindi lang yan, even education na is a basic service na normally in a federal system binibigay mo yan sa mga constituent units or mga regions. Kailangan meron ka pa ring DepEd Central who will do the curriculum.
Yes.
So, kasi hindi naman pwedeng paglipat mo ng kabilang rehiyon, iba na ang pinag-aaralan. There must be some standard curriculum across the country at ang trabaho yan ng central government. Kaya mo kailangan bigyan ng share ang central government.
That way, Prof, do you see it as an effective way of addressing poverty in the provinces? Parang yung kita mo, in example ko nga, where I come from, Central Luzon, no? Iniwan doon yung 80% for instance ng income niya. Masosolve na kaya ang poverty doon sa lugar namin if ever that happens?
Pero do we need to restructure it to federal government? Diba? Pwede naman yun without federal government, diba? We can create laws or amend laws with regard to partitioning, diba? Nung taxes, nung remittances. No need for diba? No need for federal government. It will be costly. Diba? Let's face reality, diba? In a federal government, meron duplication diba? Ng branches of government. Dodoble si executive, legislative, and judiciary, diba?
Okay.
Aside from the national level or the federal level, in the state level or in the regional level, magkakaroon din ng separate.
Merong separate. Do you see it as a problem? But other people see it as a solution. Pero how come it is a problem in your perspective?
Additional expense. Dadagdag yung gastos.
Ito ba yan? Yung additional expense?
Yes, presumption kasi yun ng mga opponents of federalism na hindi pa nakikita yung final model. Kasi nga, kasi nga that's the problem with the debate right now, no? Kasi nga, since wala pa namang model talaga, they assume from looking at the US model. Kasi, for example, sa US model, it's really duplication in the judiciary, for example, because there is a state Supreme Court's judicial system and there is a federal judicial system. Duplication talaga. But based on discussions of the CONCOM right now, hindi tayo magkakaroon ng duplication. We are creating our own federal system. So, hindi tayo magkakaroon ng state court system na magkakaroon ng state Supreme Court. We will just follow the existing system ngayon. Magdadagdag lang tayo ng mga Court of Appeals para yung mga litigants do not need to go to Manila, Cebu, or Cagayan de Oro to be able to file appeals.
Right. So, sa madaling salita, for our people, for our viewers and followers to understand, wala pa pong model.
Yes.
So, once matapos ang CONCOM, yung
Yes.
model, saan na pupunta yun?
Pupunta yun sa
partner?
Kongreso.
Pupunta sa Kongreso at pag-aaralan muli ng Kongreso before ma-present. Ito na po, publiko, ang ating
Yes.
model. At doon na magsisimula yung himayan talaga.
Yun ang magiging problema, di ba? Kasi pag mayroong flavor ng PDP laban, iba kagad ng dating sa tao. Di ba? Para bang useless pala itong constitutional, or should I say, consultative committee, kung in the end, PDP laban din pala masusunod.
Okay, so may CONCOM, mayroong model ang PDP laban. Are those two going to marry in the end, or magsasama ba yan? Or
Pero hindi naman kaagad-agad just because PDP laban susunod kaagad ng Kongreso. Let me show you an example. For example, sa PDP laban model, ang pinopose ng PDP laban is a semi-presidential system na may presidente at may prime minister. Pagdating sa CONCOM, sabi ng mga CONCOM members, mas maganda siguro presidential federal pa rin.
presidential,
Federal pa rin. So, maintain nila yung presidential system. At ginagalang ng PDP laban yung ganong klaseng proposal ng CONCOM. So, kung yun ang magpagkakasunduan at yun ang sabihin ng Pangulo, no, na, well, sige, let's go federal but let's maintain the presidential system, tingin ko, wala namang magiging problema sa PDP laban.
Alright.
And partner, ang pinaka-importante rito is, yung taong bayan, no? Kasi I understand saan nanggagaling yung apprehensions ni Prof na may mga portions of the Constitution na baka hindi malunok ng mga congressman natin at senador, no?
Yan, maganda. Pag-uusapan natin yan. Asek, Prof, medyo talagang as always, that's all we have time for. And mainit po ang usapan at malalim, lumalawak ang aming diskusyon. So, marami pa po tayong hihimayin. Pero talagang partners, kulang ang oras. So, please stay tuned for part 2 of Federalism. We're going to return next week para po sagutin naman yung issue tungkol sa federalismo at korupsyon, abuse of authority, at yung binanggit mo kanina, partner, political dynasty. For your comments and suggestions and questions, visit our Facebook page and the PNA website. You may be for or against, you may agree or disagree. In the end, we are all Filipinos working towards the same goals. Will you choose what's right, or will you stay on your side of the truth? Once again, this is Undersecretary Joel C. Egco. Thank you, and see you on the next segment of this Federalism episode of Pros and Cons.